When you interact with others, do you ever wonder if they are sincere? Smiles can be deceptive, and warm words can hide envy or lies. We often assume that we can easily identify honest people, but in reality it is much more difficult. People whose intentions are disguised can be especially dangerous. Imagine you celebrating your success, and there are those around you congratulating and smiling. But something inside tells you that not everything is so simple. Perhaps some of them are hiding their envy behind a mask of friendliness. Their smile may seem sincere, but their eyes and subtle details of behavior can give away their true feelings. Envy and deceit are hard to see, but you can catch their signs if you are careful. Stoic philosophy teaches us to be observant and rely on people as actions rather than their words. Not only will this help to identify ulterior motives, but it will also give us the strength to protect ourselves from toxic relationships. In moments of success, it is especially important to pay attention to the behavior of those around you. Someone can be genuinely happy for you, and someone else can mask their dissatisfaction with subtle comments or fake congratulations. Such people are more likely to become a source of envy and negativity. Stoicism reminds us, don't believe words, look at actions. The real essence of a person is not in what he says, but in what he does. Actions are the best reflection of character and intentions. For example, someone may praise you in words but behind your back undermine your efforts or spread rumors. Have you noticed how some people promise support but disappear in a difficult moment? This contradiction between words and actions is a clear signal of envy or insincerity. To understand the true nature of a person, observe his behavior in moments when he thinks that no one is watching or when he is not in danger. Such situations reveal real motives better than words. How people react to your accomplishments speaks volumes. Genuine joy for you manifests itself in genuine enthusiasm, while envy gives itself away through criticism, ridicule, or downplaying your efforts. People who support you will genuinely rejoice in your successes, seeing them as the result of your labor. But those who are jealous will perceive your accomplishments as a threat. They may say things like, "You just got lucky," or even hint that you got your success through unfair means. Such reactions not only show their true attitude, but also indicate their internal struggle with their own failures. People who envy you often use subtle but noticeable ways to undermine your achievements. This can be unwarranted criticism, ignoring your success, or even trying to sabotage your efforts. They may pretend to be friendly, but their remarks or actions suggest otherwise. Notice how such people behave with those who are vulnerable or of lower social status. A person's sincerity can be recognized by how they treat not only their peers but also those who are less successful. When you realize that someone is jealous or trying to deceive you, it is important to decide whether to confront or distance yourself. Stoicism teaches us to let go of what we can't control and focus on our own development. Your attention is better directed toward building sincere relationships based on mutual respect and support. Don't let envy and deceit drag you into a cycle of negative emotions. Stoics remind us, don't control others, control yourself. If you focus on your own behavior, you will become harder to get hurt. By observing the actions of those around you, You can create a circle of people who genuinely support you and avoid toxic influences. Focus on your own life, your goals and accomplishments. True strength comes not from fighting envious people, but from understanding their motives and being able to leave them out of your life. In a world where sincerity is often hidden behind smiles, it is important to be able to see people as true intentions. By observing their actions and reactions to your success, you can better understand who you can trust. Following the principles of Stoicism, you will not only learn to protect yourself from envy and deception, but also become stronger, wiser, and calmer. Stoic philosophy reminds us that true kindness and respect are shown in how one treats those who cannot benefit him. A noble soul does not divide people into those who are important and insignificant and never looks down on them. Pay attention to how a person interacts with people of lower social status or those who are vulnerable. Sincere people treat everyone equally, with respect and kindness. For them, each person's inner qualities are more important than their position or power. Whether it is a prime minister or a waiter, they maintain the same warm attitude. However, those who are prone to envy or deceit behave differently. They are kind only if it is advantageous or if they are being watched. Their arrogance and disregard for vulnerable people often give away their true colors. For example, a coworker who sucks up to superiors but is rude to subordinates shows hypocrisy. Such a person respects authority rather than people. Observing the attitude of others to less powerful people, we can not only assess their sincerity, but also think about our own behavior. Should we ourselves be kinder and fairer to those who need support? A sincere compliment is inspiring, but excessive praise often hides deception. It is worth being careful when words become too sweet and go beyond reason. Flattery is a manipulative tool that people often use to achieve their goals. Think about it. Do the compliments you receive match your actual accomplishments? If someone praises you excessively, they may have ulterior motives. Flattery can be a sign of envy or an attempt to take advantage of you. Such a person is trying to appear to be your friend, but is actually acting in their own interests. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. Allow this principle to guide you when you are confronted with flattery. It can cause you to let your guard down, making you vulnerable to manipulation. Instead of getting carried away by other people's words, focus on your values and evaluate things objectively. A person's actions say more about them than their words. The Stoics teach us to evaluate people not by what they say, but by what they do. Consistency between words and actions is the key to understanding sincerity. A person who praises you in public but behind your back complains about your successes demonstrates envy and insincerity. His actions do not support his words. For example, someone may actively offer help but fail to fulfill his promises or avoid responsibility. Pay attention to how people behave in different situations. If their principles and behavior change depending on the circumstances, it may indicate a hidden agenda. Consistency is the main indicator of sincerity, while its absence reveals envy or deceit. If someone gives compliments, but accompanies them with strange gestures or facial expressions, it is a reason to think. Flattery is often repetitive, A person may first praise you and then unexpectedly criticize your actions or accomplishments. For example, someone may praise your project, but later claim that your success was only by accident. This behavior is not a sign of sincerity, but a signal that the person is not happy about your success, but envious of it. Learn to distinguish that may seem harmless, but sometimes such remarks hide envy or ill will. Stoicism teaches us to pay attention to these subtle signs. For example, if a coworker compares your success to someone else's or remarks that it was easier than the other guy's after all, it may be an attempt to belittle your accomplishments and elevate yourself. Such words often come from feelings of insecurity and envy. Imagine you've achieved success at work and instead of congratulating you, a colleague says, "Well, it wasn't that hard, others did it faster." This is not just a remark, it is a hidden signal that the person is not ready to recognize your value. True friends and sincere co-workers don't feel the need to compare you to anyone. They appreciate you for who you are and support you without regard for others. Listen carefully to who in your environment makes these comparisons and ask yourself, can you trust these people? Stoicism teaches us that failure is an important moment for growth, showing the true nature of a person. Sincere and strong people accept their mistakes with dignity, learning from them and trying to become better. Envious or deceitful people, on the other hand, often blame others for their problems. They may display anger, resentment, or aggression in an effort to shift responsibility for their mistakes. For example, imagine a coworker who fails on a project. A sincere person will admit their mistakes, seek help, and draw conclusions. A jealous or deceitful colleague will look for blame among others to justify himself. Pay attention to how those around you react to their failures. This will help you better understand their true character and realize with whom you can build trusting relationships. Stoicism emphasizes actions are more important than words. Consistency between words and actions is an indicator of honesty. If a person says one thing but does another, it is a signal that they are not to be trusted. For example, someone may support you publicly but behind your back criticize you or complain about your success. This indicates envy or hypocrisy. A sincere person keeps their values and beliefs stable no matter what the circumstances. Ask yourself this question: do you observe such inconsistencies in the behavior of others? Are these people true to their words or do they change their minds depending on the situation? Be alert. Such observations will help you recognize those who act out of jealousy or ulterior motives. Using these observation techniques, you will be able to gain a deeper understanding of the people around you. Envy and lies are often hidden behind words, but they can be recognized through actions, reactions to criticism, and behavior in different situations. It is important to remember that we cannot control the behavior of others, but we can choose how to respond to it. Focus on sincerity and honesty, both in your behavior and in your choice of surroundings. This will not only protect you from manipulation, but will also help you build strong, trusting relationships. Strong and sincere people realize that failures are a natural part of life. They accept them as an opportunity for self-development and improvement. Such people don't try to hide their mistakes or blame others for their failures. They honestly recognize their responsibility and work to improve themselves. These are qualities that one wants to admire. In contrast, envious and deceitful people have a very different attitude toward failure. They tend to look for external causes of their problems, placing the blame on circumstances or other people. Instead of learning from mistakes, they try to protect their ego by creating false stories or criticizing others. Have you ever met people who always blame others for their failures? This can be an important signal of envy or deception. To recognize such people, pay attention to how they react to difficulties. Do they recognize their mistakes? Do they strive to change things and learn from them? Or do they avoid responsibility by shifting blame? Stoic philosophy emphasizes that one's true nature is revealed through difficult trials. As Zen Ishizaka once said, man's true nature is revealed in moments of greatest difficulty. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "The soul is colored by the color of its thoughts." How a person shares information about themselves can reveal a lot about their character. Sincere people talk about their successes modestly, emphasizing lessons learned. They don't exaggerate their accomplishments to impress, and they don't hide mistakes because they see them as part of the growth process. Envious and deceptive people, on the other hand, often resort to manipulation. They may exaggerate their successes or even make them up. Instead of admitting their own mistakes, they blame circumstances or others, avoiding responsibility. Such actions often reflect their inner insecurity and anxiety. In addition, envious people tend to use the information of others for selfish purposes. They may divulge secrets, distort facts, or create false rumors to undermine trust and cause discord. Ask yourself this question: does this person often discuss others behind their back? Does he or she constantly compare themselves to others in an attempt to prove their worth? Such actions are not just petty intrigues, but clear signs of jealousy and insincerity. Have you ever faced a situation when you feel uncomfortable around a person, even if he is outwardly friendly and friendly? Your instincts may be warning you of hidden jealousy or deception. Intuition is a powerful tool that helps you distinguish between sincere people and those who hide their true intentions. Pay attention to your feelings. Do you notice that this person's compliments seem insincere? Perhaps he often compares himself to you or makes subtle remarks to belittle your successes. If you are experiencing these feelings, ask yourself, why am I uncomfortable? Perhaps the reason lies in the discrepancy between his words and his actions. For example, a person may seem caring, but his actions show otherwise. In such moments, it is important to trust not only intuition, but also reason. Use both tools, logic and feelings, to make informed decisions and better understand those around you. Envious and deceitful people can be found in many different areas of life, from close relationships to work interactions. They may appear to be good friends, but their hidden agendas sow discord, create insecurity and manipulation. Stoicism teaches us to avoid such people by focusing on sincerity and wisdom. When you carefully observe the behavior of others, paying attention to their reactions to criticism, their attitudes toward others' successes, their manner of sharing information, and their intuitive feelings, it becomes easier to identify negative elements. Remember, Life is too precious to waste on those who don't support you wholeheartedly. Use these techniques to surround yourself with people who inspire, support, and help you grow. Recognizing envy and deception is not an easy task, requiring care, patience, and observation. However, it is an important skill that helps protect your values and relationships. Follow these tips to avoid negative influences and find joy in connecting with those who share your sincerity and honesty. Being mindful of those around you and listening to your feelings is the best way to create a life full of healthy and supportive relationships.